All right, so I've been racing the KLX 110, and I've had twice now, 2 different weeks, that it has broken a chain tensioner. And I've always kind of had problems with this thing since I bought it last summer, eating the left outer wheel bearing for whatever reason, and I've never really been able to track it down. But I've noticed this past weekend at the race, when I took it apart to put another chain tensioner in it, that there's wear where the brake drum hits the hub, and you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it there, it's kind of at an angle in through here. And everything's tight and torqued to spec. What I see on this side is that the center part of this hub is really deep in that hub. And I'm wondering if there's a set of rubber bushings in there, and I'm wondering if they're wore out. I've sort of had that thought for a little while now. On T-Bolt, they have this Turtle Racing bushing upgrade kit, and they're hard, some sort of hard plastic. So it should eliminate that rubber that's worn, and that's like a damper in that hub to eliminate some of that torque. I think, again, because it's designed for a child to ride. So this should maybe help, some of that lost torque, but also I'm hoping it gains the space back in that hub and takes some of my issues out of the rear wheel. Now that rear wheel's off, you can see that's the inner bearing on the brake drum side. It's cooked, it won't move at all. Now the one on the sprocket side appears to move. Take that bushing out, it doesn't move either. The inner one's fine. Now I over-torqued this axle at the track, I know that, but one race on those bearings. Even over-torqued, I feel like that's bad, but like I said, I'm hoping that changing these bushings you can see the wear on the inside of that hub, and you can see how those bushings are all worn. So I'm hoping by changing them, we're going to solve that problem. We're going to change all those bearings too. They come in a kit, so I'll just change them all. Now that those Turtle upgrade bushings are in there, you can see that center section is not sucked way deep into the hub. I think that was what was wrong, because it was allowing me to squeeze that swing arm in too tight with the rear axle. It was putting an angle on that brake drum assembly. Those are super easy to install, but you can see the difference. Those polyethylene or that upgrade kit's real hard. You can't flex them at all. These are rubber. Not to mention the fact that they're also very worn. You can see that wear in them. The bearing part number that I use is 22-51400. Again, I buy everything I can from T-Bolt because Vince at T-Bolt is awesome with customer service. They're a wealth of knowledge, and I get my parts in a couple days. They're just across the state from me. So you can't beat T-Bolt. The other thing I noticed was that I had the chain to tension it. I had those tensioners about bottomed out. When I put this L swing arm on, with the angle that it put on the swing arm, the chain was kind of rubbing on the engine case. So I put this little chain roller in there. I just bolted it straight to the foot peg cradle. But I think I can get away with taking 2 links out of that chain, which you obviously have to in order to get that master link to work. So I'm going to take 2 links out of that real quick too. All right, so cheapo chain breaker off Amazon. Took 2 links out and it works perfectly. And I have a lot more play on the tensioners then. All right, everything's in. Axle's torqued. I still have to put a cotter pin in the axle nut, but everything's in. Taking those 2 chain links out really helped. Give me a lot more adjustment. Now, the biggest change is this brake is no longer in there at an angle. So I would say that was my issue, those worn out bushings. See, I hate that. That's torque to spec, and that just feels a little tight to me, but we're gonna go give it a test ride.